Just give me a moment. I just make sure that we're on the right position. Yes. Okay, thank you. Okay. So very easy. I will introduce you first, and after that I'll turn to you and ask the questions. And that's it. So do raise your voice if you can. And Dr. Fazil S.
Faisal.
Faisal. Dr. Faisal S. Hazis, is it?
Yeah.
Hazis, head of Department of Politics at University of Malaysia, Sarawak. So basically, it's just about Sarawak and the elections that's happening, and that's about that. So, because the two questions will be the challenges, and secondly will be the how it's going to overcome.
Challenges on the part of Barisan or Pakatan?
Both the opposition and Barisan that you see, and then what sort of issues they're going to raise up. The second question will be the issues with how they're going to challenge and issues that's going to be raised. So that's about that. So I will not ask any more, just the questions. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Hi, welcome to the National Quiz Choice Online News. I'm Robin Stienberg, and welcome to the Stienberg Review. And today we're going to discuss with Dr. Faisal S. Hazis, who is the head of the Department of Politics and International Relations from the University of Malaysia, Sarawak. And he's going to tell us more about what's happening in Sarawak and the elections that's going to happen and taking place, and the challenges ahead for Malaysia. Dr. Faisal, thank you for joining us here at the National Quiz Choice, the Stienberg Review. Could you tell us about what's happening and the kind of challenges which both the opposition and the BN parties are going to face in this upcoming elections? And do you think that they have a chance or to have a majority stake, especially the BN is now focusing and trying to capture the state of Sarawak?
Ultimately, based on the last state elections, Barisan Nasional would still have a big majority seats in Sarawak parliamentary elections. There's about 31 parliamentary seats. Most probably, most of the seats would be still retained by Barisan Nasional. And I think some of the seats that might actually sway towards the oppositions are basically urban Chinese majority seats. And this is basically following back through the Chinese revolt that happened in 2011 elections, where basically majorities of the Chinese voters basically abandoned SUPP and also Barisan Nasional in support of the opposition. So I would see there's about 6 Chinese majority seats, and I'm pretty sure that 6 will be going to the opposition if looking at the current sentiments on the ground and the way they voted in the last 2011 state elections. And I think it would be difficult for Barisan Nasional to win over the Chinese votes, partly because Taib, which was the mother of all issues in the last state election, is still there, and I think he would be still used by the opposition in rallying the support of voters. And other than that, issues of corruptions, the monopoly of state economy by the elites, so on and so forth, will still become very relevant among the Chinese voters.
No. So has there been any concrete reforms at this point in time where BN party has taken effort, and the people right now, especially in the state of Sarawak, do they feel that their vote has been noticed and counted for?
I think this is where the problem lies. There's not much change in terms of the direction of the state after the 2011 elections. And I think there was a promise that after the election, Taib would be replaced by another leader, and that has yet to be fulfilled by Federal Barisan Nasional. And I think this is where the resentment of the people still lingers, and this is where Barisan Nasional would find it difficult to win over the Chinese votes. And recently there was the case of Taib's son's divorce case being raised in the court in Kuala Lumpur, and it was revealed to the court documents the amount of money and wealth that Taib Sons and Taib's family had. And MACC, they just brush it away, saying that there's no elements of corruption in the family getting all this one. So this just make people who had strong resentment against Taib more angry. So this is where I think the Barisan Nasional would have difficulty in winning back the Chinese voters. But having said that, there's only 6 Chinese majority seats. More, I think 25 seats are basically the Bumiputra seats, and this is where Barisan Nasional would be relying the hope on that they would able to continue using the politics like patronage, and also among the Muslim Bumiputra, they use this politics of fear, where they put up this saying that if you don't support PBB, Barisan Nasional, the strength of the Muslim Bumiputra in Sarawak will decline, and this will give way to the numerically superior ethnic groups such as the Dayaks and the Chinese to take over the leadership of the state. So these elements of fear being played out, again the politics of patronage being played out, and this at the end of the day will be the key strategies that Barisan Nasional will use in order to win the Bumiputra voters. And the opposition on the opposition side, they will try to break this dominance. In some of these seats, they are trying their best. They are deploying more than 7,000 low-frequency radios so that voters would have access to Radio Free Sarawak, which basically concentrating in some of the Bumiputra seats, talking about issues of land grabbing, issues of corruption, so on and so forth. So this is some of the things that the opposition are trying to break the dominance of the Barisan Nasional in the Bumiputra seats. But it will be difficult, especially so when the oppositions are split into 3 camps. You have the Pakatan Rakyat, basically comprising of the National Opposition-based party, and then you have the United Borneo Front, which are basically the local opposition parties, and then you have the Barisan Nasional Friendly Opposition Party, Sarawak Workers' Party, SWP. And the key in this election will be how far all these parties can ensure straight fights on most of the seats. And it's crucial, because if not, you'll be splitting opposition votes, and this would basically giving victories to Barisan Nasional by default, of the opposition have to contest against it.
So, what do you see in these upcoming elections? Do you feel that this coming elections there's going to be a new turn of events?
At the end of the day, regardless how many seats the Barisan Nasional or Pakatan Rakyat secure in Sarawak, ultimately they will be an important player in the whole dynamics of the national politics. Ultimately, Sabah and also Sarawak will be the kingmakers. It depends on the number of seats that Pakatan Rakyat and Barisan Nasional win in the peninsula. At the end of the day, they have to come to Sabah and also Sarawak to rely on their support to basically form government in Putrajaya.
And so right now, who are the key actors do you see that's going to play this important role?
I think the local Barisan Nasional parties, say for example parties like PBB, which has about 8 parliamentary seats, and in the case of Sabah, you have the Jeffrey Kitingan's party, which is expected to win a lot of seats. So these are some of the local strongmen who might basically dictate the way Malaysian politics would go in the coming generations, and their support to either parties would be crucial to ensure that which party at the end of the day will rule Putrajaya and also Malaysia.
Once again, Dr. Faisal, thank you for joining us here at the National Critics' Choice and sharing with us some insights and updates on Sarawak politics. And I think that this coming election is going to be interesting for all our viewers. And thank you once again for joining me here at the National Critics' Choice and Robin Stienberg, the Stienberg Review. Do visit Sarawak if you have time and drop by and see for yourself how Sarawak can give you a warm hospitality. Once again, Robin Stienberg, have a good week ahead. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, it's short and brief. I wish there's more, but 10 minutes.